Hello everybody, welcome. I am gonna give it just a second while I bring up comments on my iPad. Here I am. Hello everybody. All right, so right off the bat, I might need to move this a little. Okay, let me see if I'm up really, really high because I had this stand set up for something different. Let me see if I can adjust it. I forgot about that. I really should have done that before I went live. Oh, good, I can. Okay. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I'm sorry if that made you dizzy. Okay, so right away, we're going to start this video off by saying, if you are on YouTube and you are watching this, this was a live that I did on my Facebook page. So there is going to be some chit chat. This is going to be a longer video. It's going to be me interacting with the people who are live here on my Facebook page. When you see this on YouTube, it's not live. There will be a chapter bar at the very bottom of the video, so you can skip through and see what you want to see. So I've gotten several comments and a couple emails that have been very frustrating this last week about a couple of comments on my videos. I got an email and then I also got a message on Facebook. And the comment was that my videos were basically not good enough because I was all over the place and it was really hard to understand what I was doing. In recent days, most of my videos that have been going up on YouTube have been live replays that I've been doing on Facebook or that have been live on YouTube because I just have not had the time to edit videos and I'm having an issue with my camera. So currently behind the scenes, I'm just going to give you guys this little tidbit so that if you're frustrated by the videos you're seeing from me on YouTube, I apologize. My camera setup, so many of you guys know that I rearranged my room a little bit and I mounted my camera up on my ceiling. So up on my ceiling, I put a camera up and mounted it so I could film. I had to buy a new camera, basically, is what happened. The camera that I have, I cannot get a remote for that camera. And I've spent weeks and hours trying to figure out how to have a remote so that I can zoom in and out because the camera is up high. So I can't just reach up and zoom in and out. And it turns out I needed an entire new camera. So it was a chunk of money that I had to spend on something else for this room, and it's very frustrating. And so because of that, I have not been able to film a normal video. So I totally understand if you're watching and you feel frustrated because the videos that I'm putting up right now are live. I understand that that's frustrating and they're longer and they're a little bit more disjointed with how I'm telling you how to put the project together because I'm interacting with everybody who's here live and who's talking to me. So I just want to remind everybody that the first thing is that I'm human. Like this, I am a person behind this video that you're watching. And I am doing the very best that I can. And the amount of money and time and effort it takes to be able to put up videos on YouTube is something that is not talked about. And it's not shared. And I can tell you that there is frustration behind trying to find the right equipment, trying to find the right lighting, trying to find the right stands. The stand I'm using right now is $100 stand and I don't even like it. I don't even think it works that well. The camera I just had to buy was $250. There is a time and an effort. There's studio lights I just had to purchase because I was getting complaints that my videos weren't light enough. And so of course I want to be here and I want to do this and I love doing this and I love connecting with everybody, and I love putting videos up, but please, can those that are leaving comments or who need something to be done different, can there be some kindness and some understanding that behind the videos you watch there's actual people, and they're actually really trying to do the very best that they can and really trying to figure it out. So I will do better with making sure I put the chapters in the very bottom of the video so that you can skip through if you don't want to hear me talking to people during my lives, or you just want to see the project, you can do that. But then also know that I will always do a live on Mondays on Facebook, and that gets uploaded on Wednesdays to YouTube. And then I do a YouTube live on Friday, which is automatically on YouTube. So if you're seeing one of those two videos that are live, please just understand that there's the live element for them, and that is part of it. And then as I'm getting things situated with the camera and the lighting, my goal and my hope has always been to be able to just put up several videos each week that are edited, and so that you can see them. You can always use the fast forward button if you're on a device and you're on YouTube. If you just tap twice on this side of the video, it will fast forward it. If you tap twice on this side of the video, it will rewind it, and that's 10-second increments. So if you're watching on a device and you tap twice on this side, it will fast forward at 10 seconds. And so you can get past some of the chit chat. So now that I said all of that, that was like maybe a harsh way to open up the video. Let me catch up here on comments. Hey, Laura, Don, welcome. Susan, hello. Carol, I know I do try to ignore the negative comments. I just got a lot of them this last week. It was like I got a couple emails, I got a couple comments, I got a DM. So I was like, okay, clearly maybe there's some misunderstanding of what's going on and I need to clear it up. And then I did delete one of the very negative comments I got. I just deleted it and moved on. Carol said, I love your videos. Thank you so much, Carol. I appreciate that. Don said, ignore the negativity. You're amazing. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. And I just want to make sure that it's clear, because I do get it. One of my favorite YouTubers, Christina Warner, she does a live on Wednesdays. And so one of her videos every week is a live. And she just recently started editing those down to be shorter. But on her lives, when I used to watch them, the replay, I would just fast forward through the stuff that I didn't want to hear. And it was totally okay. So I hope that that's not coming across as a negative way of me explaining it. I really need people to understand that I am a human behind this camera, and I cannot make everybody happy. I am doing the best that I can, and it's getting more and more expensive to do stuff on YouTube and to have the proper lighting. And I went to look for a video camera over the weekend when I realized I needed a new video camera. And I think that because they're having the chip shortage, the electronic chip that there's a big shortage of, I could not find a regular name brand camera like I've always gone with. I had to get an off brand, and I'm nervous about it. I get it next week, and I'm so nervous that it's not going to be the right thing, or the focus isn't going to be right, or that the things aren't going to be right. I mean, it's just a lot. And then the remote that I got that I was hoping would work, I have to return. And so that's a $60 remote that I thought would work with my camera that now I have to drive an hour and a half to drop off at this specific site to return it. I mean, it's a nightmare. Laura said, just remember, for each one of those bad comments, there are many, many more of us out here who appreciate the effort you take to do this and love watching you. I appreciate you guys too. And for the most part, I don't always get negative comments. It just seemed like a lot last week. So that is the explanation for the YouTube situation. Check the chapters on the bottom and you can zip right on through. So let's put that behind us and let me show you what's happening this week. So we are 2 weeks in to September, and that means we are 2 weeks into the last month of celebrations. And so this is the most important thing I need to share with you guys. Celebration is ending at the end of September. So currently, you guys know I am really pushing hard to hit that end of the month goal to earn the incentive trip. And I'm still quite a ways away. I'm about $3,000 away. It may happen. It may not. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen. I just, up until the very last end of the day, midnight. I mean, I've earned the incentive trip literally at like 11:45. The night that it's like the deadline's midnight. And so I'm not totally discounting it. But that I am pushing for that. And this is a huge part of that because it's the last month of celebrations. So for every $50 that you spend, you are able to get one of the free items. The bedazzling 6x6 paper seems to be a hot item. I'm seeing lots of projects with it and lots. I thought this would be, the penguin would be like the hottest, but I think this really surprised people. So this I've seen lots of, and then we have the penguin paper, which is 12 by 12. We have the beautiful penned designer paper, which is black and white. You can color on. There is this stamp set. Now I've said I didn't get like this stamp set. I didn't get. I don't really know how to use it, and I'm too deep into Christmas and fall and Halloween, fall, Christmas, those kinds of projects. So I didn't get that other one, but then there's this paper I just did an order this morning, and I got 5 packs of this because, and in fact, this is the paper we're using today. It's a really, really beautiful paper. And then we have the counting sheep and the counting sheep dies. You will probably see me use this after celebrations because, again, I'm just too deep into the holidays to use that. And then I have used this one. I love this. I love having sets like this on hand, and I will keep this, and you guys will see it come out in the future. So if you want it, you need to pick it up by the end of the month. And then this, the summer shade dies. I think this is getting really overlooked because we're into, again, Christmas stuff and the seasons, so I'm not particularly using florals or flowers or things like that, butterflies, flowers, that kind of thing, because I tend to use that in the summer and the spring, but this coordinates with the stamp set that we have. And then I did get this one, but I haven't used it yet, but I probably will, hopefully by the end of the month I will. And then if you place an order and it is $300 or more, so if you get together with a friend and you guys place an order together or something of that nature, or you just place an order that is $300 or more, you get this stamp set for free. I used this stamp set. Hey, Mary, I used this one last week when we did our card. So there's that. And then the very last thing is this join, which you can get the starter kit. When you purchase the starter kit, you get $126 in product. So the starter kit is $99. So you get $26 free. It's whatever you pick out, whatever you want is what you put in that. It ships to you for free, which is awesome. And then you get to pick out one of these bundles for free. So as we wrap up this Stampin' Up year and we move into the next Stampin' Up year, I am making a few changes within what I'm doing for business. And I will no longer be offering class kits, so mini classes of any sort. I'm actually going to start doing that in my Blessed2Stamp group, which is the group when you join with me, when you purchase the starter kit with me, I have an exclusive stamping community called Blessed2Stamp. And those that space is it's just like being a VIP customer. You just save money on all of your orders. And then that is where I will be spending my time for classes, and I will not be offering kits anymore. So I will continue to do my club. So Blessed2Craft, I will still continue to do that. And then I will have our paper parties 3 times a year. And that is all I will be doing. I won't be doing classes or like World Card Making Day. I may still do a mini retreat, but as of right now, I'm leaning towards not doing that for necessarily like public, just to put it out there. I just don't have the appropriate amount of help that I need to have. And what I really want to do is show you guys more content. I want to put up more edited videos of projects. I want to do more scrapbooking and documenting related things here. And when I am here by myself prepping kits and cutting cardstock, I just can't do it by myself. And unfortunately, I just have never been able to find the help to be able to do it. And it just doesn't work. And so if you love the classes that I do and those kinds of things, joining is going to be the very best option, because you're going to get more of my individual attention in that group. And then here, you're going to see more content from me. You're just going to see more videos, and I'm going to be able to do that. So this ends at the end of September as well. So that is Sale-A-Brations, and there's 2 weeks left. So I really encourage you guys, I have a fly in here, to either place your order and get your free product, or join and come join us in that community. And if you have any questions, please let me know. This catalog goes through the end of December. So you're totally okay if you're still ordering product from this. It's just this that ends, okay? And then with your orders this month, this is the My Favorite Card Kit. So if you place an order of $35 or more with me, you will get all the pieces to make this card kit. You'll get the die cut pumpkin, the designer paper, and then all the pieces to put this card together. And last but not least, if you're part of Blessed2Craft, there's several of my ladies here. Today is the last day to purchase this stamp set and get it without paying shipping or tax. So I sent an email out to everybody that is in Blessed2Craft, and these are the cards that we're making this month. There is a class option. So if you want to just do this as a class, there is a class option. It's $44. You get the designer paper, you get a Wink of Stella, you get the gold paper, you get the card kits to be able to do that. And then you get the pre-recorded videos and the PDF. If you're part of Blessed2Craft and you want the stamp set add-on, that went out. The last day to do that is today. So if you want the class or you want the stamp set, you need to do that today so I can get it on my order that I'm closing today. And these cards, I just love. I mean, they're probably some of my favorite cards I've done in the last 6 months. I just love them. So the squirrel stamp set is $17. And then again, if you're with Blessed2Craft, you don't pay shipping and you don't pay tax on it. That is a perk of being a part of Blessed2Craft. And then these are the cards that we'll be making. So that is that. So that was a lot to catch you up on, you guys. So how was everybody's weekend? Did you guys do anything or watch anything for 9/11? One of the things that we do each year is we pick one of our 9/11 movies and we watch them. And this year I watched a couple specials. I watched one called Runway of Hope, which was about an airport in Canada where a lot of planes were grounded, and what this community did when they had their population doubled as the planes landed. Their population was like 9,000. And when they landed, they had like 7,000 people that came into their community. And that was really cool to watch. I didn't know that. And I'll be sharing a scrapbooking layout that I'm going to do that is called 9 Things I Learned About 9/11 on the 20th anniversary. And so that was really, I love learning about history, and I love the tradition of watching something on 9/11 and remembering and taking that time. And so I thought it was really neat to learn some things that I didn't in the 20 years that I had no idea about. We also watched a special on Apple TV of the day. It featured the president, George Bush, and what his day looked like from beginning to end, from the time he woke up that morning, and then the end of the special was the address that he gave to the U.S. that night. And so I loved both of those. If you have Apple TV, I would suggest checking that out. Both Runway of Hope is actually on an app. If you're interested in knowing where I watched that, you can DM me, you can send me an email, or you can message me and I'll let you know. And then the George W. Bush one was on Apple TV. Okay, so I would love to know if you guys did anything, or if you guys had memorials in your towns or anything. If you did any of that, let me know. And then today we're going to jump right into Christmas and do a Christmas card. So I'm using Holly Jolly Wishes, and it has these big sentiments, which I love. And we're going to use this stamp set, and that's actually the only stamped image we're going to use. And I need ribbon. Okay, my red ribbon. Okay, so what I have here is I have a piece of craft cardstock. And this is crumb cake. I'm sorry, not craft. I was thinking it looks like the color craft. And all I've done is I've cut it at 4 1/4, and then I have folded it at 5 1/2. And that is going to give me my card base. And we're actually doing everything right directly on the card base. And then over here, what I have is a bunch of strips of paper. And you can see I have a couple that are I've already cut, or I've already punched. So let's set those aside. And these are at all different lengths. What I did is, this is the triple banner punch, I believe was what it's called, or banner. Maybe this isn't the triple banner. I'm not positive exact. It's something banner. And it has these 2 different spaces that you can punch, different angles, and there's different slots here. So one is like a 2-inch, I think it's like 2-inch, 1 1/2, and 1. And if you just slide this in here, what I do is you just slide it. And I have used this to punch out like bigger than 2 inches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these in here, and I'm just going to punch a bunch of different like design. Like I just want a variety. And I don't have a lot of red in here. Whoops. And I'm going to trim these down, so if I need another one, I'll have it. But to get started, I just want a bunch of variety. I think it'll end up being okay because there's enough here. So I just have a whole bunch of different ones, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do our stamping first. That way, if I mess up, I can do something different. I could use a different one. I could just show you the different, I like the jingle all the way too. Let's do this one. So I have another card already made, and I'll show you the other sentiment so you can see 2 different ones. And we're going to do some heat embossing. Banner Pick a Punch is what it's called. Thank you, Kathy. So I need a block. We need a clear block. And then I need white embossing powder and Versamark. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a little trick that I do. So I'm just stamping directly down on this card base, and to be able to keep it straight, so I have this lined up on my grid mat. My grid mat might be a little bit wonky on the screen, but I promise it's straight for me. And I have a piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to lay this ribbon like right there, and this way I can put my stamp down and stamp and sort of have a guide. You can also, the other thing that you can do that is helpful, if you, I know some people don't really care if it's like perfectly lined up, and then some people care and they want it really, things really lined up. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't want it to be terribly wonky, but I don't think it has to be perfect. But if you really want it to be like really perfect, you can do this with ribbon, and you can tape your ribbon down. And that's just blue tape. I keep a roll of blue tape in my office for this kind of stuff and other things. But that's going to give you a really great straight line. Okay, so we're going to use Jingle All the Way. So we're going to do Versamark. And let's run a powder tool over our card so nothing sticks. Jingle all the way with our really sticky Versamark ink. And I think that that is straight. So then we'll slide that out, and then see how it just slides right out from under that ribbon. Okay. Okay. And then I'm just making sure that that coats it really well. And I don't see any, like, I don't see any embossing powder like hanging around. So I think it's okay. And then we're going to take our heat tool and we're going to heat this up. So let's let our heat tool warm up. Oh, Bobby said she scrapbooked all weekend. I scrapbooked Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with my membership group. We did a whole bunch of memory keeping stuff, and it was amazing. So I'll just heat this up until it melts. And I want to be careful because this is just directly on my card base. So I think that that's good. Yeah. That happens, Laura. She said she had her grandson all weekend and she was exhausted. I am a little bit sad because Andrew's birthday is next month. He's going to be 10, and that means that we will officially have no children in single digits. Like, all of our children for the rest of our life will all be in double digits. He'll be 10. And I told Esau, like, I was really sad. It's just a different, it's like just a different time, you know, in life. It's just a different season. So what I want to do now is, I think like 3.5 is going to be, we're going to do these all different sizes, and maybe 3. And we have all different sizes and different variations. So I'm going to start with this thicker one. This is the only thick one I have here. And we're going to pop some up and we're going to leave some flat. And then, okay, so on this one, I want this size. Well, I guess I can use this. So let me snip this a little shorter. And this, every card you make is going to be a little bit different. And have a little bit different feel because you're just going to cut these and add them sort of however. So the first thing I want to do is I want to, my first layer of flags, I want to center, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to add another layer, and these aren't going to be centered. So I want one that looks like this. I want one that looks like this color. And then I want another green one. So then I'm going to use the dots. So here's the snowflakes and then the stripes and then more snowflakes. And then now I'm using the plaid and then the polka dots. Okay. So I'm really very confident that these three need to be like this and these three need to be flat. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Hey, Elizabeth. Aw, Carol said, wait till all your grandchildren are in double digits. Then you really start feeling like it's a different season, huh? Okay, so I think this is... Oh no, it doesn't feel clogged. Maybe it just wasn't giving it enough time. Oh yeah, it's totally fine. So I'm going to use liquid glue so that I can manipulate it a little bit. Like if you do adhesive runner, then right when you put it down, like you better put it down straight right away, right? So with the liquid glue, this is going to give me a little bit of time. And I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap between each one, but I'm going to layer these three right next to each other. Now this idea, I did not come up with this idea. This was a sketch that I saw. And I thought, oh, how can I do this? It was slightly different. I'll try to post the sketch a little bit later, the one I used. But I sort of liked this. This is pretty much outside my comfort zone. Okay, so we have those three. So that's like our foundation layer. So the next one we want to do, we want to put on dimensional adhesive. But see how that's like the same length? So I don't want it the same length. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to, you can always cut multiple times. You can't add to your paper once you've cut it. So my suggestion is to cut okay, so I think this is, okay, so on this one, I want it to be this other design. So I'm just gonna chop off the bottom. And then I'm gonna put it in here and get that design. Okay, and we're gonna put this like so, and then we're gonna layer this one, and I want this one to be smaller. Okay, so now we're gonna put dimensional adhesive on these. So here's this one. You could use dimensionals. I'll probably use dimensionals on one of these. Or foam tape or fun foam. Okay, so the first layer, I want to layer this. And you could do as many of these flags as you wanted. I'm just going to stick with 6. So we have this one here, and then we need some foam for here. Oh, nope, that's the wrong one. I almost did that wrong, you guys. So this is the next one we're doing. Okay, and then I'm going up a little bit higher, like so. And then this one, we're not going to put foam on. We are going to put just glue on. Okay, now we're going to take this ribbon that I had used. That's okay, Missy. And we're going to make sure it's flat inside the card. So make sure it's not twisted. You want to make sure that when it's inside the card, because that is definitely going to be visible, is flat. And then also that way your card will lay flat. So then we're going to take this ribbon, which is really great for tying bows, and we're going to tie it over our layered flags. So you're just going to pull it fairly tight because it's going to loosen a little bit when you pull your loops through. So I always pull it pretty tight to begin with, even if it's like pulling in the cardstock a little bit, because I know when I let go and do the bow and like I'm readjusting, it's going to loosen up a little bit. Now this ribbon that I'm using, this red ruffled ribbon, it's going to stay flat for the most part. But if you need to, you can put a glue dot underneath the bow to keep it in place. So now what I'm going to do is just trim. And I want it to stay pretty long. The bow is a really nice feature of this card. And then I just like to pull the ribbon ends down. If they will go, some of them, this one I don't think is going to. And that's just a little too long. Okay, and then that's the card. And then this, it's a little crooked. Let me open this and adjust it. There we go. So let me show you the other one with the other sentiment. So here's the other one, and this has the holly jolly sentiment. So this one was, I mean, it is a little time consuming doing the little flags, but I think it's totally worth it. And of course, I think we need a little bling. And I think that these gold pearls will do the trick. So let's layer them on the flags. These pearls come in a pack of, there's a gold and a silver, and they're tiny and they're really, really pretty. So on this one, let's do it like this, kind of around that bow. I feel like maybe like that. And then one more. You guys know I can't stop anyways. So like so. And then on this one, let's do it this way. We'll make this one a little bit different. Like so. No, you're not behind, Missy. You just have lots of projects to do. Missy said, I'm so far behind with crafting. You're not behind. You just have a lot of crafting to do. You have a lot of projects that you're ready to do. So these are the 2 cards. I'll snap a photo and get them up on Facebook, and I will share I'll try to find the sketch. I usually like save them when I find them and I use them. So I'll try to find the sketch that I used, and then let me know in the comments here on Facebook and over on YouTube which one you like better, Holly Jolly Christmas or Jingle All the Way. Let me know which sentiment you prefer. This one is a little bit crazy with all the pearls, all the different places, but that's okay. So let me know in the comments, and then hopefully this week you guys will see some videos from me. It is a crazy, crazy week this week. We have doctor's appointments for the kids, and Kayla needs a physical because she started playing volleyball. So it's the first time she's ever done any sports ever. And she started playing, she's in 8th grade, and she tried out for the volleyball team, and she made it. And so she needs her physical. Her first game is this week. There's a lot happening. So hopefully I will have a video for you guys midweek, and then a YouTube live at the end of the week. Yes, prayers for us, Missy, is always appreciated. And I always appreciate that. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will catch you later this week.